Crimean War, the military conflict between 1853 and 1856. Written by Kelly Mass. Narrated by Doug Greene. Chapter 1. What was the Crimean War about? The Crimean War was a military conflict between Russia and an alliance of France, the Ottoman Empire, the UK, and Sardinia that lasted from October 1853 to February 1856. The rights of the Christian minority in Palestine, which became part of the Ottoman Empire, were the immediate reason for the war. The rights of Roman Catholics were promoted by the French, while those of the Eastern Orthodox Church were promoted by Russia. Longer-term elements included the Ottoman Empire's decline, the Russian Empire's development at the time of the preceding Russo-Turkish Wars, and the British and French desire to safeguard the Ottoman Empire to maintain the concert of Europe's power balance. It has been commonly observed that the causes, that included a difference over a type in one case, never suggested a bigger confusion of purpose, but instead caused a dispute well known for its infamously inexperienced worldwide butchery. Let's learn more about this often forgotten war. The churches settled their arguments with the Ottomans and reached an accord, but both Napoleon III of France and Nicholas I of Russia refused to budge. Nicholas released a demand, demanding that the Ottoman Empire's Orthodox subjects be put under his defense. Britain tried to moderate and reached an arrangement with Nicholas, which he accepted. Nicholas recanted and prepared for war when the Ottomans looked for modifications to the arrangement. Russian armies occupied the Danubian principalities in the month of July 1853, now part of Romania but then under Ottoman suzerainty. The Ottomans announced war on Russia in the month of October 1853, after getting promises of support from France and Britain. The Ottomans, led by Omar Pasha, waged an effective defensive project at Silistra, stopping the Russian advance, now in Bulgaria. A siege took place after a different attack on the fort town of Kars in western Armenia, and an Ottoman effort to resupply the fort was damaged by a Russian fleet at the Battle of Sinop in the month of November 1853. Fearing an Ottoman collapse, the British and French went into the Black Sea on January 3, 1854, with their fleets. In June 1854, they continued north to Varna, getting there in the nick of time for the Russians to desert Silistra. With the exception of a brief battle at Konstanz, now Constantia, the Allies had little to do. Annoyed by their population's demands for action and the squandered effort, the Allied leaders dealt with striking Russia's crucial Black Sea Navy base, Sevastopol, on the Crimean Peninsula. Before winning the Battle of the Alma on September 20, 1854, Allied forces landed on the peninsula in the month of September 1854 and marched to a point south of Sevastopol after substantial preparations. On the 25th of October, the Russians counterattacked in what ended up being called the Battle of Balaclava, though the British Army's soldiers were badly damaged as a result. A second Russian counteroffensive at Inkerman, November 1854, also ended in a draw. The front settled into the siege of Sevastopol, which put both sides' forces through hellish conditions. The Baltic, 1854 to 1856, Sea Land War. The Caucasus, 1853 to 1855. The White Sea, July to August 1854. And the North Pacific, 1854 to 1855, also saw smaller army disputes. After the French attacked Fort Malakoff, Sevastopol fell after 11 months. Russia, separated and scared of invasion by the West if the war continued, submitted a peace demand in the month of March 1856. France and the UK were relieved by this development, as the war was being significantly out of favor at home. The dispute came to an end on March 30, 1856, when the Treaty of Paris was signed. It made it prohibited for Russia to station warships in the Black Sea. Wallachia and Moldavia, two Ottoman satellite kingdoms, ended up being mostly independent. There was some main equality for Christians, and the Orthodox Church gained back control of the Christian churches that were in
Sample complete. Ready to continue?